Welcome into the Lobo Basketball postgame show, live courtside from Albertsons Radio Row in Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit. New Mexico 107 and Houston Baptist 88 is your final. Take the fastest internet to the house with Xfinity XFi. Stream the Lobos all season long on every in-home device, no matter where you watch. It's beyond Wi-Fi. It's XFi. Xfinity, proud partner of the UNM Lobos. Well, Houston Baptist put a scare in New Mexico and had a 2-point edge at halftime in a furiously paced first half, 48-46. New Mexico sprints to the tape, outscoring Houston Baptist by 21 in the second stanza for the 107-88 victory, their first century mark in the scoring column since a win in Hobbs at University of Southwest a season ago. Welcome back, my broadcast partner, Hunter Green. I'm Robert Portnoy, and the Lobos played the contest today without suspended center Carlton Bragg, a starter and double-double performer, and suspended starting point guard J.J. Caldwell. Looked like it took a while for the Lobos to get the new mix right and also to play defense. There was not a lot of defense played by either team in the first half, but UNM found enough defense in the second half to pull away from Houston Baptist.
Yeah, no question. And I thought the first half, the Lobos were playing not to lose versus playing to win. And I thought kind of flipped the script in the second half. They came out gangbusters, kind of a 11-0 run and kind of got it going. But really on the defensive end, getting stops. And then, of course, that's where the game turned around for New Mexico.
Did you see better on-ball defense for New Mexico? Did you see better anticipation and understanding of what Houston Baptist was trying to do against them? Obviously, they played better defensively against Jalen Gates, as he went crazy with the three-point shots in the first half.
Don't tell him that.
The brand-new head football coach for the University of New Mexico, Danny Gonzalez, just came over to say hello. What did he say to you, Hunter?
Huge fan. He said, huge fan. I haven't even got a chance to congratulate him yet, and he walked straight over and says he was a huge fan of mine growing up. That kind of dates me a little bit, right? The old man over here on the radio now.
Oh, Hunter. Lobos win at 107-88. We were talking about what they did differently to guard Houston Baptist in the second half.
No, it was definitely defense and defensive pressure, not only on the ball, but the passers, and then getting deflections. And then they were able to get some runouts and some easy layups on the other end, and that's really where they were able to pull away with that 11-0 run in the second half.
New Mexico, a winner, 107-88. Let's take a peek at some of the totals in the contest. For the game, the Lobos shoot 64% from the floor. Just 6 of 19, but that really didn't matter from the three-point arc. 63% from the foul line. Fortunate that wasn't a factor. The Lobos missed 11 free throws for a team that shoots 74% for the year. Just 63% today. Houston Baptist, 52% floor after 63% in the first half from the field. They were held to 42% field goal shooting in the second half. That really was the difference. They were 9 of 24 from 3 overall, but it was the first half and 8 of 14 from 3 that was huge. Houston Baptist just 1 of 10 from long range in the second half.
And was it defense? Snake. Was it defense or was it altitude? I thought it was a little bit of both. I thought the Lobos kind of keyed in on the jump shooters in the second half, ball pressure. And then, of course, I just think the altitude got to this Houston Baptist team.
They lost their legs a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
Houston Baptist was 65% from the foul line, 11 out of 17 for the game. Rebounding totals 35-31. UNM wins that. Offensive boards 10 for the Lobos, 11 for Houston Baptist, essentially a wash. The Lobos assisted 17 times on 41 field goals. Houston Baptist 18 times on 34 field goals. Lobos turned it over just 10 times. You love that number. Houston Baptist turned it over 14 times, 7 in each half. Lobos scored 27 points off those turnovers. Houston Baptist just 13 off of Lobo turnovers. Points in the paint, New Mexico dominates, and that's the difference. The Lobos win 107-88. That difference, the 20-point difference in the points in the paint. UNM 68, Houston Baptist 48. Second chance points, 14-11 Houston Baptist, and 21-18 Houston Baptist on the break. Also off the bench, Houston Baptist 20-15. Lobos led for more than 30 minutes of the game. Houston Baptist just over 7. Lead changed hands 8 times It was tied 7 times. The Lobos' longest scoring run in the second half was 16 straight points when they seized control of the game. Their lead pushed to as big as 22. Houston Baptist led very briefly by 6 early in the second half after scoring the first 4 points after intermission. Their longest run was an 8-0 scoring run in the first half. Some individual totals. The Lobos' top scorer, Corey Manigault, in just shy of 33 minutes, scored 21 points on 9 of 10 field goals, a lot of those dunks and layups. He made just the second 3 of his career. In his first this season, he was 2 of 4 from the foul line, had 4 rebounds, all defensive. Just 1 turnover, stole the ball twice. The Lobos were plus 21 when Manigault was on court. 19 points apiece for Zane Martin, Jaquan Lyle, and McQuatch Malawach. Zane Martin was 7 of 9 field, 0 for 2 from distance, 5 of 5 of the foul line with 4 rebounds, 6 assists, a season high, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and the team was plus 16 in Zane Martin's 27 minutes. He was terrific. Jaquan Lyle, 19 points and a fantastic second half for Quan. 13 of his 19 came in the second half. He finished 7 out of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from the arc, 3 of 3 at the foul line, 2 boards, 6 assists, and 1 steal. Turned it over 4 times. The team was plus 17 when he was on court. And Mr. Smooth, McQuatch Malawach, he was fantastic today. Quatch in 31 minutes, 19 points. He goes 7 of 7 from the floor, 3 of 3 from deep, 2 of 5 from the foul line. McQuatch Malawach in the game with 6 rebounds, 1 of those offensive. Malawach with an outstanding performance for New Mexico here today. All right, it's our privilege here in just a moment to welcome in an outstanding Lobo who had a really terrific game here for the Lobos this afternoon. New Mexico guard Zane Martin joins us. 0. Zane, way to go, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How you doing? How did it feel? You got your first start as a Lobo today.
Yes, sir. We was kind of, down today with our roster. I just wanted to pick guys up, keep us positive, have a positive attitude, and pull this one out.
You got to the rim a lot, and it looked like that you felt like you could do that against this team this afternoon. But I also saw a couple of times that jump stop, that 2-foot stop there in the lane, which you've been doing more here the last couple of games. Is that something you've been working really hard on?
Absolutely. I've been working on it because a lot of people are like playing my drives. They're packing the lane in on me and they're taking charges. So I want to be able to play off too and make a play for my teammates or make a play for myself. So that's what I've been working on with the coaches. And
6 assists. That you were able to do that today. Absolutely. Did you feel good about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I always love getting my teammates involved. I like when everybody's happy, you know what I'm saying? I don't like it when it's 1 or 2 guys, with the show. I like everybody to get into it and everybody to play in rhythm and everybody be happy to be out there.
Well, congratulations. You played a hell of a game. Your first start. I'm looking at your stats. You had 19.6 assists.
Yeah.
But Gates had 30.
Oh, was that 22?
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about. 22. Yeah. Was he just that tough? You guys, at some points, it seems like when you guys were switching, like guys didn't have ownership.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he would light it up.
Yeah.
And the guys were pointing palms up in the air like, wait, man, who's got him?
Yeah.
Right?
I would say we lost him a few times, on that backside. They was running a lot of off-ball screens for him, and I feel like we wasn't talking as much as we could have been on defensively, but I'm pretty sure we'll, into the next game, we'll sharpen that up.
Well, what turned it around in the second half? Because he kind of got cold in the second half.
He did.
Were you guys pressuring the ball more? Or?
We just was more focused on him, getting out to the shooters, making him put the ball on the ground, seeing if he can make his teammates better or make a play at the rim. I feel like we did a good job of that in the second half.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like, Zane, you play bigger than 6'4". Where does the toughness piece come from it and the strength and the want to? It seems like sometimes you're just relentless out there.
That's that East Coast mentality, man. I just got that East Coast mentality on the Mountain West, so it might be a little different than y'all, but that's how most of the guys play where I'm from. So
physical,
right?
Yes.
Playing on that concrete, getting up, getting hit, getting back up, that no quit mentality.
Right.
So.
What was it like playing on the concrete in Philadelphia, your hometown?
It's bad for your knees, I tell you that. But it's definitely gritty, you know what I'm saying? It brings the best out of you, guys rough you up and stuff like that. And it makes you stronger for situations like this.
Here's a question that I think the fans would love to hear you answer. how is it different here in the Mountain West for UNM? Now you played. Let's see, the Lobos are 12-2, so you're 14 games in. You basically have two careers. You had the Towson career, and now you're here at UNM. What's different about the Mountain West from what you were accustomed to before?
I would say it's more space in the Mountain West, you know what I'm saying? I was used to playing in crowds, that year off. I kind of lost my little feel, getting in the lane and stuff like that. I would just say it's a lot of space in the Mountain West, a lot of room for guys to get all the way to the rim and stuff like that. It's not as gritty, it's not as tough, CAA is kind of rebounding oriented, stuff like that. So I feel like it's more soft. There's a nice little flow over here.
More skilled than,
more skilled.
Physical,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you feel like that this new three-point line has spread the floor a little bit more? That was what it was designed to do. Do you feel like there's more room because of that?
Absolutely. It's a lot of room, you know what I'm saying? And now guys are starting to deny us, deny that pass from across the court. So we got to kind of utilize all the space on the floor, We'll keep working on that, but I like the extended three-point line. Actually, I always like to shoot them deep anyway.
Give us a little window into the locker room. You guys didn't anticipate being down 2 points to this team at halftime. What did Coach Weir say in there, and what did you guys say to each other?
We just locked in on each other. We talked about it. Figured out the mistakes that we were making and making sure we wouldn't make that the second half. Coach Weir trusts us with an older unit to be able to talk about it together for a few, and then he'll let us know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we grasped it in the halftime, and we came out and showed second half.
Yeah, I said it earlier. I felt like you guys were playing not to lose in the first half versus to win the game, and it kind of flipped the switch in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we gave a lot of more energy, the second half. We started off slow, sluggish. It kind of hit us that we missing two of our main guys, especially two of our good rebounders, too. So, it kind of hit us. But I feel like as the game went on, we got into the flow.
Did you feel more of a responsibility in terms of production overall with JJ not on the court and CB not on the court? And I also saw you pulled those 4 rebounds. You mentioned how good JJ has been getting as a guard in terms of getting to the backboard and getting rebounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I had to step up, all across the board, rebounding, passing, scoring. I feel like my team just needed me, try to get into that old Zane Martin, you know what I'm saying? That's all I try to do, just play my heart out every time I step out here with my teammates.
Feel winded at all over 27 minutes today?
No, I'm not winded at all. I'm ready for the next one. I'm ready for the next one.
Right on. Well, wait, reflect on this. You guys have won 7 in a row.
Yep.
You're 12-2. Mm-hmm. How has this team gelled? What do you think has been important as New Mexico has gotten off to this super fast start that you guys have?
Positivity. Everybody just staying positive and keeping the same common goal. Leaving our egos at the door. Leaving them in the locker room and coming out, and everybody just as a unit trying to get a win, trying to pull out a W. Do whatever we got to do to pull out the win. And that's all we try to do.
Has that been hard? Sometimes in terms of the egos, there are a lot of guys who've been the primary guy.
Yeah.
Their whole careers, and you guys there are a lot of guys that are capable on this team.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it was hard. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Coach Weir does a good job of kind of setting guys into their role and letting them know what we need from you at this point in the game and stuff like that. So I really feel like it wasn't never hard, and everybody wants to win on our team, so we'll do whatever it is to win.
Well, you guys are doing that.
Yes, sir.
7 straight. You're 9-0
yes,
at home. You're 12-2.
Yeah.
And
supposed to be 13-1, but.
She's still thinking about that UTEP contest.
It stopped me from sleeping sometimes.
Oh, man. Zane, hey, great to be with you on the radio. Thanks so much.
Keep it up.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir,
just a terrific performance today. Zane Martin, our guest, here courtside at Albertsons Radio Row. All right, time for us to take a timeout. Lobos 107-88 winners over Houston Baptist. We pause. You're listening to Lobo Basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit. The Lobos are a winner over Houston Baptist, 107-88. We're courtside on Albertsons Radio Row. Privileged to welcome in Victoria's head coach Paul Weir. Coach Weir, congratulations.
I've never heard that music before, man. You're tapping your hands. Everyone's excited. It's a nice little. Is that the theme song, or is that just randomly?
Listen, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Would I lie to you? I would never lie to you. Down 2 at the break. What'd you say at halftime?
That's what everybody keeps asking. I didn't say anything at halftime. there's obviously a lot that goes into every game. The varying degrees or percentages of what impacted our first half. You could probably come up with a lot of things, but if we're just talking basketball, a kid made 6 threes. And when a guy is cooking, it deflates you, it inflates them. We've seen it before. And then the second half, the kid didn't make the shot. It's sometimes it's just as simple as that. I think there's a lot of other things, obviously, that go into it as well. We have not been a great first half team this year. We haven't. I mean, we've always gone in at halftime and made adjustments and talked about how teams are playing us and, kind of reset ourselves and come back out. And fortunately had much better second halves than first halves. And I don't necessarily love the theme, but I do love the results. So, we keep getting at halftime. We stay calm. We stay focused. We talk about what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We go out, we fix it. And fortunately that it's been a recipe so far that's working for us.
Coach, so in the second half, you definitely, I said this is my third time saying it. The first time it seemed like the team was playing not to lose.
Yeah.
Versus to win. In the second half, you kind of flipped the switch.
I agree.
And picked it up defensively. I just think.
Yeah, I agree. I told them that just as we closed. I felt the New Mexico State game here for 40 minutes. And just here, I felt every single player just wanted to win the game. That's what I felt. And I said for the second 20 minutes tonight, that was the second time I felt this. We just have to keep doing this. We have to, our goal is to play the best team basketball we can and just win the game. It can't be about who's playing well, who's not playing well, who's in the lineup, who's not in the lineup, who's, all the other things that impact young men growing up. It has to be about just us trying to find a way to win. And in a weird way, the first half taught us that, I think, that it can't just be against New Mexico State or Wisconsin or whoever. It has to be against everybody we play. We have to just have a commitment to victory, as a group.
What did you do differently in the second half defensively?
Defensively, I think we just got more engaged. I pretty much told them, in the first half we were doing some press stuff, we were doing some man stuff, we did some zone, we did some different things. I said we're playing half court man-to-man defense the rest of the way, and you're winning or losing going into Christmas. But it's going to be winning or losing on everyone's going to get back, and we're going to do what we did in August, and we're going to play half court man-to-man defense. And we've stretched ourselves a little lately and pulled ourselves away from our man and tried to grow and evolve into some pressing and some different things, and it's been very helpful to us. But I don't think tactically it helped us a ton at the outset of tonight. And it was like, we just need to get back. Let's stop the confusion. Let's stop mixed matchups. Let's stop not knowing who we have. Let's get back. Let's get matched up, and let's play good defense in the half. And that's kind of been our core since we started. And I don't think it definitely wasn't great for the first couple minutes of the second half, but I thought we had a nice 10-minute stretch in there where we really, really showed that we can defend.
Did you think that extending the defense in the first half the way you did in some ways led a little bit to Gates getting free from
for sure? It did. It did. Yeah. And then we, unfortunately, we got back and then looked at some zone and lost him in that too. And we just unfortunately couldn't ever really quite get settled to where we had a man on a man with him. And we really haven't played a guy in a no help yet this year. We really haven't done it. And we did a little bit more of that in the second half. We just did.
In the first half, I thought that some of the switching kind of created some mismatches. I mean, you had Manigault guarding Gates. I mean, he could score.
No, and they were putting Corey in ball screens all night long. They did in the second half as well, and that was part of why we were thinking of going zone, and we were trying to switch matchups, but they did a very good job of continuing to go at Corey in the ball screens, and it was good. I mean, they had a good game plan, and they're a better. Obviously, their record indicates what it is, but I just told the media, and before the game, I showed the guys a myriad of clips that were Houston and Dayton. I got them. And the Dayton game is a 3-4 point game with however many minutes to go, and you can see the possessions of Dayton just taking it like it's a casual walk in the park. And you can see the Houston possessions, and the game was much more widened. And Houston played with an intense energy. And we came in at halftime, and I said, we look like Dayton right now. That's. I didn't show you those clips to do those. We need to be more like Houston. And I just thought our engagement level in the second half was much better.
With more opportunity today, seeing Zane Martin in those ball screens with Corey at the top.
Yeah.
He looked really impressive.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously teams are picking on Corey, we're picking on guys on the other end. Thankfully, we have very good basketball players. Zane Martin and Corey Manigault would start on a lot of basketball teams. They just don't happen to be starting on ours because we have a very good team. Yeah. But I think in time, they've had a lot of experience here along the way, and we don't really have a lot of hesitation having those guys out there. They're good basketball players.
Who did you have downstairs here with us? Now you're trying to keep track of up there on the concourse.
Honestly, I think he's gone.
He's up on the concourse.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I went to a celebration of life yesterday,
right.
And the biggest thing I took from it was just to spend some time with my little guy. So it's actually his first game of the year, and Mom doesn't like running around after him at all the games.
He's running stairs right now.
Yeah, so
it's all right. He'll be nice and.
Yeah, he was good. He was good in the locker room. He was good in media, and we'll see how long it lasts. But
you got him on a pit run?
I think that's voluntary. That is not mandatory. But yeah, we all need to kiss and love our kids a little bit more. And that's what I'm going to try and do here.
So suspended today. J.J. Caldwell and Carlton Bragg did not play. Can you add anything more?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Eddie Nunez has kind of taken the lead on this situation, and I think all kind of direct questions will go to him. It's very new. It's very early. Everyone's trying to kind of gather more kind of information on it, and I've always been very honest about forthcoming about anything to do with our program, our players, myself, our team, and if I ever have an opportunity to have that kind of candor, I will have it, but now is just unfortunately not one of those times.
We also saw it looked like there were some words there at one point between Jaquan Lyle and Vontae Hendricks, and I noticed Vontae didn't get any second half minutes. Just guys getting to know each other.
Yeah, honestly, me getting to know Vontae. He's an emotional player. You can see that, and I am just getting to know him. I've had him for a week, and it's really hard for him and for me, I think, to inject yourself in the middle of a season. All the other guys, we had scrimmages together, preseason together, everything around each other to go through the ups and the downs and understanding each other's personalities and how we react to things. And Vontae's just a new guy trying to find his way on a team that's been very successful. And I think I have to learn just as much as he does how this is all going to kind of work itself out.
What did you guys do offensively to get Corey Manigault free for so many dunks and layups? He was 9 for 10 from the floor today.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't the traditional way. I think just as plays broke down, whether it was transition, whether it was in the half, he kind of got loose. He's a very good finisher around the rim, and we just got the ball to the paint, man. That's our thing. We just got to keep getting the ball to the paint. It was him. It was everybody to an extent, and just kind of using that as our bread and butter.
Okay, Davis, coming up in a week, got the holidays mixed in. You got over that pre-Christmas hurdle that everybody talks about, and
we had 23 minutes of it, but 17, thankfully, to overcome it. But yes, Merry Christmas to you, to everyone that listens. Thank you, everybody who's out there. Go Lobos. We'll see you on the 29th.
Coach Weir, thank you very much.
Thank
Happy
you, guys.
holidays.
Yep,
Congratulations.
Lobo head coach Paul Weir. Lobos a winner.
Merry Christmas.
107-88 over Houston Baptist. We pause for a final time post-game. Back after this. Lobo basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network.